Hey boys, welcome back to some more spin bowling career mode, and as you see, we are in the T20 Slam in over in England. We played a couple of the first class games, and I decided just to simulate the rest of the sort of that part of the competition, just to get to the T20s, and then get to some more exciting stuff. Just because it was good fun as we're taking on old mates here. I didn't actually see what the team was, but we're looking to get to more exciting stuff. Just because the main reason is probably just the teams, they're not really well known, I guess, and I feel like a lot of the teams aren't even fully done. Keaton Jennings, good young player, obviously playing in a lot of. I think he was one of the guys that came over with England, and he played pretty well in all their sort of warm up and practice matches, I think, against Australia 11 and stuff. But we're gonna look to start off well here, and that I gotta mention that right there, the little simulation glitch. So a couple of people commented that you don't have to actually exit out of the game, you can just press start and it'll go back to normal, which is a huge tip. So thank you for a couple of guys that mentioned that. That was very, very nice, because every time it happened, I pretty much just quit out of the game and restarted it, which took quite a bit of time. It takes a little bit to actually get back up and running. So the fact you can just press start, get back in is very good. As we're going to have a bowl here first, obviously, and I mean, the team has gone pretty well. Our first over is a tidy one, only 6 offers, but 6 wickets down for 80. They're in a bit of strife as that one beating the outside edge, looking to pick up our first wicket in this competition. You wouldn't have really seen it because of that little glitch. You wouldn't have seen our figures, but we have been pretty awful. I mean, the funny thing is, I don't think we've been that bad in T20s. Is right here. What is doing right there? The fielder has just let us down. I thought it was a chance of a catch on the boundary, but it wasn't going to carry to him. But then he's just in all sorts out there. We're going to have a look who it is. It's fucking Muhammad Ami of all players. He's actually rated 98 in the field, which is probably a bit ridiculous as well, but he's just let it go through for a 4, which just is infuriating. But yeah, our T20 average is I think we've only got a couple of wickets in actually, I can't even remember playing other T20 games, but our shorter form averages and economy rates as well, that's a decent reverse sweep for 4. He's hit it well enough. I thought the fielder was going to cut it off, but it's also a 50-run partnership. But yeah, just the short formats, it just seems a bit harder, or a lot harder, honestly, because the batters do bat a lot more aggressively, which would you expect, and it just feels like it's, I don't know, the wickets just feel a bit harder to pick up. Maybe I got to adjust the line and length slightly, because generally in first class, 2 big bash and even 50 over, it is definitely a fairly different style you have to bowl to. As we're gonna come into bat here, 3 wickets in this over. He was on a hat trick at one stage, and we're in a bit of strife. We only need 100 runs off 90 odd balls, but yeah, just losing a few quick wickets. I was pretty happy with, because we are batting fairly low in the order, so it's a bit tough to actually get a good shot at the batting in the T20s. That's one thing I'd like to. We're probably not going to become captain of this side, but that's always the good thing about becoming captain in any team on the game here, is that you get to choose the batting lineup, and obviously you get to put yourself up the order a bit, which is nice for T20s. As that one just over pitched, outside off, pretty easy 4. It actually is the power play still, so the run rate is good. It's very good, in fact, but the wickets fallen is proving quite a an issue, honestly, but it's another good shot. Just straying a bit leg side, and we're just going to belt him over backward square. You know, 3 runs. I mean, they got like a sort of a deep mid wicket, deep cover, 2 sweepers out in front of square. So anything like wide-ish, we can just sort of blast behind square. Is come back here, and they've got a very ring field. No men on the boundary, which honestly, like, it's probably not a bad idea. Like, the funny thing is, like, you never see this in like real life, but in the power plays they always have like a couple men back. But I feel like like, batters are always going to try and go over the top in the power plays, but if you can just sort of get like a ring field around the batters, it cuts down like the fours through the gaps, because you get a lot of just like genuine fours through gaps, like through cover, through point, mid wicket, stuff like that. So maybe, you know, it might be a terrible tactic, because like I said, they're going to go over the top regardless, and I guess it just sort of gives them more freedom. But I don't know, maybe it could work. But another good shot for 4 though was actually a decent reverse sweepers right here. We are gonna be giving out, you wouldn't believe it, just a shortish ball on the stumps. We're gonna challenge it just because this is a big wicket where we're in a bit of strife. It looks like it should be a no ball. He's coming so wide at the crease there, but you know, it's beyond the point. But as you see, I did challenge, but it's a massive inside edge onto the pad, and it just so happened just to lob up to the keeper. The hotspot is just glitching out here. It's so bright. I don't think it's meant to look like this, because you're not going to be able to see the actual hotspot. It should be dark. And that was a bit weird. I don't know why it looked like that, because it should be dark and then the hotspot should come up white. But it looks like we're actually going to sneak away with the victory. I mean, there wasn't that many runs to get, but we save it till the last over. Iqbal, you know, myself got 19. Just a couple of guys pitching in for a few runs there. No one really kicked on, but you know, the bowlers did the job. But we're kind of coming back here with our second game of the tournament. You know, pretty short that first match. So I generally like to make the videos a bit longer. I know in the past I've done fairly short videos, and I've done more recently a couple of shorter ones. But yeah, if they are like below 10 minutes, I like to push them a bit longer and get like 2 games in. Just you know, a bit more entertainment. We didn't really do too much in that first game, honestly. A little bit of batting, which was nice, and couple overs with the ball. But it looks like we're going to have a bat first, which, you know, take it or leave it. I sort of, I don't know, in the game I'd probably prefer to bat second, just because you know what you need to chase, and it makes it easier. As again, the glitch popped up, so I obviously would have closed the game and reopened it, which yeah, just very frustrating. But again, we're gonna lose early wickets. We're just, the top order just struggling a bit. Iqbal again here is doing a good job. He played well in the first innings, but that is going to be a glorious shot down the ground, but also a no ball free hit. You wouldn't believe it. I think yeah, it was our first ball. That is a fantastic shot for one. It was a glorious drive, but then we get the free hit right after it, and unfortunately it's just going to be a nothing shot. I tried to flick it away on the leg side, timed it too early. It was a decent slow ball actually, but yeah, not a great shot. We hole out to the fielder, get the single, so I mean, no harm done, I guess. But we come in here and we need a partnership. Again, the run rate is very, very good, but the wickets are slightly concerning, as this one banged in short. We're just gonna play it away there, a little bit of an edge, but safe as houses. We're gonna sneak back for the second. It was actually a direct hit. I thought we were in a lot of trouble, but they didn't even go upstairs, which I was a bit surprised about. As again, the short ball, and we're gonna see out a pretty tidy over there. Only the 1 run coming off it. So, you know, we can take a couple overs here just to consolidate a little bit, try to work our way into the innings. That is a quick ball, and 93 Ks. It, you know, not quick, like obviously in real life some of the spinners really get it up there like 100, 104, 100, even 110 Ks, but 93 Ks on the game here, it just feels really quick because as a beautiful shot there, hitting it between the gap. It's on the game, you know, generally the spinners bowl like really slow, or they sort of mix their pace up a lot. Like it can come out like it's 60 Ks, which feels so slow you just can't hit it. That one's a good example. That one's 71 Ks, but it still felt like extremely slow. Timed it a little bit early, but then they'll just dart one in like at 90 Ks, which it does feel quick. So the spinners, if they mix their pace up there, they're pretty hard to get away in. They can cause a few headaches if you try to go over the top. So that's why I do like to keep it along the ground, mostly with the spinners, because I feel like it is a lot harder to time the ball. But that, you know, that's just my little tip for the spinners, I guess. But good little partnership here. The run rate is still very nice, so you know, a little bit of consolidating, but also keeping the scoring up there. That's a good shot, but it's straight to the square leg fielder, which is quite frustrating. It was a great sweep shot. Plenty of room behind that man, so we did miss out on a bit of a trick there. This one is coming at the bowler, and it's going to go for 4 runs. The fielder only had a couple meters to his right to actually make the ground, but it's a beautiful shot. We just got to the full pitch of the ball, timed it well, and timed it well enough just to beat the fielder with ease. Honestly, he didn't even look like getting to it. As again, pulling out the reverse sweep straight to the fielder. We batted brilliantly, honestly. 23 off 16. Can find ourselves a little unlucky not to be a few more runs, but that is a massive 6 over cover there. 105 meters. That is a big one. Anything over 100 is huge in cricket. Honestly, that is a monster 6, and no fielder is going to catch that one. So almost approaching the 100 here. Still in the 10th or 11th over. That is a fantastic sweep shot. That's going to go for 6 as well. 75 meters. Timed it a touch early, but honestly, the fact that we hit it a little bit earlier probably let us get a little bit more elevation on it, and just beautiful shot. No one back there. So again, if we mistimed it, it wasn't really a risk of getting out. It's good running there. Two runs to the board. It was touch and go, but you know, sort of at this stage you can sort of risk a little bit more. As again, a nice little shot, but we're hitting those points in the square leg fielders, which is frustrating. But this partnership is giving us a really good platform to, you know, make. At this stage, you'd probably say 180, 190, even if we stay in. As again, this one was a direct hit, so good running again by our partner down the end there. Because the long on is very straight, and is obviously it's a fairly long boundary, so we just hit it into that gap right there, and that is an easy 2 every day. So that's really good batting. I was pretty happy with this inning so far, because we were, you know, the bad balls we were putting away, but then just working the gaps. As you see now, the field has changed, so they brought that mid on back, a chance to actually go over there, but they bang it in short, and it's gonna pierce the fielder. They had a man at like square leg, but we've hit it just behind him, and it's gonna go for another 4. This is one of the best innings I've played in the game. Like, the run rate or the strike rate is very, very good, but I felt like it wasn't just reckless like slogging. Like, it wasn't 6s every time. It was picking the gaps brilliantly. That is a massive 6 again over mid off. That is huge into the top deck there, down the ground. 104 meters, and that's the 50 off 26 balls. Like I said, it's a great strike rate, 200, but as you see, like it's worked around the ground, quite a few 6s, but the 2s and just placing it into the gaps, and we are going to get screwed over deluxe. I forgot all about this, honestly. just, I mean, just have a look at this. Like, what has happened here? This is obviously a bug in the game, just like a little glitch. I'm gonna have a look at the replay. Don't you worry about that. Just have a look at this. We play a little, we charge, and he actually beat us in flight, but we adjusted well. Just played a little defensive shot, but the keeper has just glitched into screen and caught the defensive shot. I couldn't believe it. I felt like I was in the best form I've ever been in this game. I was hitting the gaps. I was working the twos. I was hitting the fours. But we get out in a bullshit way. But, you know, we still got a very good score on the board. And we come in here with the ball, a chance to get a breakthrough. But the run rate for them is decent. Like, they're on pace, but the 4 wickets is a concerning factor for them. So if we can just get a couple of tidy overs, maybe look to build the pressure, we can really get this out of control, I guess. As it's been a good over so far. That's good fielding, a point there. So only the 1 runner coming off it, looking to finish off strongly and just get that required up there. And it's a great over. And unfortunately, they're not going to let us bowl again. And we're going to lose. I felt pretty robbed this game, honestly. I got out in a fairly bullshit way, and then we only got the 1 over for 1 run. So, yeah, hopefully you guys are enjoying the series. The T20s are up and running, and I'll see you guys in the next one.